Hello, I'm Gustavo Tolosa, and welcome to this cooking session. How is everybody? I see a lot of people logging in, and please write comments, write questions as I cook, and we are going to be making 4 breakfasts from Dr. Ornish's book, UnDo. Remember that I'm doing the book club on this, and it's free and open to everybody. If you want to register, the link is in the description area of this video. So starting on page 250, the recipes start. And I just wanted you to have at least 4 options for breakfast. So the first one is blueberry oatmeal. I mean, oatmeal is a staple for us plant-based, whole food plant-based. I used to have it every day. Now I don't have it every day because I do like savory breakfasts, and I like veggies with starch or beans or rice or things like that. But I do have oatmeal several times a week, and we're gonna try the blueberry oatmeal. And we will also try the country sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes. I don't know about you, but that is how I lost most of the weight. The more sweet potatoes and potatoes that I ate, the more I lost. And sweet potatoes are, to me, they're magic. They're magic because they fill you up for long periods of time. They stop cravings. They are delicious. You have so many kinds to try. They have fiber, water, nutrients. They're low in calories. It's like the perfect food, really. Then we are making tofu vegetable scramble. So this is supposed to be something like veggies with scrambled eggs, only that instead of using eggs, we're gonna use tofu, which I don't use very often, if at all. Maybe once or twice a year I might use it for making a lasagna that is delicious, because the tofu really resembles the ricotta cheese. So, but we'll try it and see how it comes out. And then we will do the Apple Spice Muffins. I love muffins. I probably won't be eating muffins for breakfast because I want something with more water and fiber intact, but I will probably eat them sometimes in the afternoon when I sit down for a cup of tea, or when I crave a pastry, although I don't crave that much more anymore. But those are the 4 breakfasts, and they're there in the breakfast section of this book. I hope that you will enjoy the recipes. This is a free webinar. You don't have to worry about paying anything, but I do have a link in case any of you would like to make a donation or a voluntary contribution. I love doing this, so I'm not going to stop making these videos. It does help to have support from you guys, from everybody, because it does take a few days to plan it, to go shopping, to get all the ingredients, to chop, to cook, to edit, then to upload, etc. It's just a time-consuming project, but I love to do it, and it will help me, of course, if you make any contribution of any size. So the link is on the screen now, and it's also in the description area of the video. Please feel free to type questions as I cook, because I will be able to answer, or you can email me as well at my email. All right, let's get started. We are starting the Apple Spice Muffins, and here we go. We need to put in a small bowl, we need to mix the flaxseed meal, which is 2 tablespoons with 1/4 cup of water. Okay, we'll mix it a little bit, and we need to set it aside for 10 to 15 minutes so the flaxseed will absorb the water and will create a thick gel. This is kind of like the substitute for egg, right? So we'll set this aside and we will move on to the next thing. Next, preheat oven to 350 Fahrenheit. You need to line a non-stick muffin pan with paper liners. And what I've done is I have these silicone muffin cups. These are very convenient. If I didn't have them, I would just put them here. I don't need to spray with any oil or anything. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna use. And so that's done. Don't have to worry about that. Now we will need to mix in a medium small bowl. We need to mix the flour. This is the whole wheat flour. We need to, that is 1.5 cups. We need to put 1/2 cups of old-fashioned rolled oats. This is 1/2 cup. And then here in this little bowl, I mixed the rest of the stuff, which is cinnamon or pumpkin pie spice, 2 teaspoons, okay? And we also have the 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 3/4 spoon fine sea salt, and 1/2 teaspoon powder stevia. I did not use stevia, but I did use the rest. And so I'm going to mix it. I don't like any kind of sweeteners, and besides I am used to not eating sugar, so everything pretty much tastes sweet to me. So I think that I will be fine without the stevia, but please put it in if you think that it's not going to be sweet enough. It is 1/2 teaspoon of powder stevia. So now we need to mix this really well, very, very well. So now that this is mixed very well, we will continue, and in a large bowl, we will stir together the applesauce. The applesauce is 1 1/4 cups of unsweetened apple sauce. We also will put the 1/2 cup of apricot fruit spread, which is here. This is the 1/2 cup. This is the apricot. I think the apricot, because it's a little acidic, is gonna give it a little extra, I don't know, kick to it, and it'll taste a little bit different. And we will also add the grated apple, which is 1 cup. It may be 2 apples, it may be 2.5 apples, but it needs to be 1 cup of grated apple. And we need to add the vanilla, which is, let's see how much it is here. The vanilla is 2 teaspoons. I'm using powdered vanilla because It doesn't have any alcohol. And we will add the mixture of the flaxseed meal with the water, which is the egg substitute. And we will stir this very well first. Here is half of the dry mixture, so we will add that and gently mix it, fold it. Once it is very well mixed, we'll add the other half. Now, I have never made these. Other times I make recipes that I've already made and tried. This is the first time that I make these muffins. They smell wonderful with the pumpkin spice and everything and the apple. So it does smell very good. But I will be brutally honest when it's done. And if I don't like them, I'll let you know. Yes, I may have made the mistake of not adding stevia, but I really don't think I need it, at least not for me. But you might want to go ahead and add it. So I think it will depend a lot on apples. If the apples are very sweet, and these were, and then you have the apricot spread. I think that's going to be enough sweetness for me. Personally, I've never really liked pastries that are so sweet that you cannot taste anything but sugar. So I am okay with muffins and any other baked goods that don't have a lot of sugar or a lot of sweetener. So these don't have bananas. Bananas definitely add a lot of sweetening when they're very ripe, but this does not have the bananas. So now we will go ahead and add half a cup of raisins. And I'm making the recipe pretty much the way it's in the book, other than for the stevia. And you might not like to put raisins if you want to keep the caloric content a little lower. But since this is something that I'm going to make, and I will eat one or two and the rest are gonna go in the freezer, or I'll share them with other people, but I don't think I will share them because I want to have them for myself, but I will freeze them for when I have those sweet tooth attacks. So now that's it, okay? We will go ahead and put, like it says in the book, 1/3 cup batter into each muffin cup, and then we will bake it until the center of a muffin, when you insert the toothpick, comes out clean, and it's gonna be about 25 minutes. We have to be careful not to overcook it. Let's put it in the muffin pan. You see how I filled. It really fits exactly 12. You do have to push down. I used a fork and push it down so that it would fit, and it made exactly 12. They're very full. You can see how they're a little bit over the top there, but you can see some pieces of apricot. I think it's in the raisins. I think this is going to be delicious. And it's going to the oven now at 350 for 20-25 minutes. I would check it at 20 to make sure that they're cooked and they're not burning. All right, here we go. While these are cooking, we're gonna go ahead and make our oatmeal. that it's a very simple but delicious recipe. To make our oatmeal, we will put 2 cups of water in a pan, or 1 cup of water and 1 cup of non-dairy milk. I just put water because I really don't care for the non-dairy oat milk. I mean oat or almond or whatever. I just like water. And but you can just do 1 cup of each. It's a little confusing in the book because it says 1 cup of non-dairy milk, but then when you read the direction, it says 1 cup of water and 1 cup of milk. And then we need to bring this to a boil, but before that, we need 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Of course, this is all up to you, okay? You don't have to put it in. You can put more. You can put allspice. You can put all sorts of things. But this needs to come to a boil, and then we will add the old-fashioned rolled oats. The water is almost boiling. Anytime you boil water with cinnamon, it smells like you're making the most delicious gourmet dish ever, but it's just water and cinnamon. So now we will add the 1 cup of oats and stir well. And here in the book it says cook for 10 or 15 minutes. Personally, I think for me it's too long. I like the chunks. I don't like it to become like a paste. So if I leave it 5 minutes, it's too long. I sometimes just do 3 minutes perhaps. But we will cook it for about 3-4 minutes now, and then we will add the fresh or frozen blueberries. I have fresh blueberries, and it's 1 cup. Anytime you can add berries, you are really helping your body with oxidation, because antioxidants are just one of the most beneficial things that you can eat, because we get oxidation from a lot of environmental things today. So blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, you could put any of those, but here in this recipe we have blueberries, and you can see how it's becoming thick, and it's not even been 2 minutes yet. I will probably do 3 minutes and then add the blueberries and cook for maybe 1 more minute. And now you're gonna be watching, because if it becomes too thick, you will need to add a little more water or non-dairy milk. But if not, you leave it the way it is. I don't like it too watery, and I don't like it too thick either. So this is kind of the consistency really that I like. So I'm going to go ahead and add the cup of fresh blueberries. I know it's a lot of blueberries, but my goodness, this is a antioxidant bomb. Your body's going to love it. It's going to repair those arteries and cells. It's going to help with anti-aging. Okay, so, but you could put other berries as well. My suggestion is that you add other things to this, other berries, if you have access. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the fire, the heat, and now I will sprinkle a teaspoon of chia or flaxseed, which I have here when I serve it in the bowl. And let's see what it looks like. Here's the chia seed or flaxseed, 1 teaspoon. And this is, for me, this is not enough fruit. I want to have more water and more fiber for me. And so I had a pear and I cut it up, the whole pear, and putting it in. Sometimes, often, I add a banana for sweetness. And sometimes I cut up an apple, other times a peach, other times mango, a kiwi. And I pile up the fruit because we need that water and fiber for satiety and for all the nutrients as well. And so I have added, this is not in the recipe, and the recipe says that the serving size is half a cup. Well, not in Gustavo's world. I put about half of the mixture here, so I have the other half here still. And I just remember the whole point of eating whole food plant-based is because of the low caloric content of the food, and because we don't want to feel deprived. We don't want to start measuring food and weighing food and counting calories, because if we eat whole food plant-based without much processing, with too many nuts and seeds and avocados, things like that, then we will not be ingesting enough calories to gain weight. You will actually lose weight. But of course, we're talking in general. So as a coach, each case is different. So I just go person by person. It is time to try the oatmeal. Okay, let's see. That's a very good bite. Yes, the blueberries, when you bite them, they burst in your mouth, and the pear is very juicy, and both of those things are sweet. They just happen to be sweet. There's no need to add any sweetener, sugar, any maple syrup. Not to me. But if you need to add, it's okay. Just add a little bit on top of it, not while you cook it. Soon enough, you will notice how you don't need it. At the beginning of my plant-based journey, I used maple syrup. I used some brown sugar, very little, but I used it because I wasn't prepared to eat with no sugar. But after a while, just myself, I started noticing that it was too sweet and that I needed. So one of the most perfect breakfasts that you can have is this oatmeal. All right, let's take a look at the muffins. The muffin is ready. I will cut it so we can see inside and try it. Yeah. So let's give it a try. I have not tried it yet. It's moist, which is very good, important. It's moist. Even though it's dense, It's not the density that you get when you only use oats. It's kind of spongy as well. They smell good. It's just perfect with sugar. Probably someone who's used to eating a lot of sugar would say that it's not sweet enough. I think it's very sweet. Actually, I would probably can do with even less sweetness. So definitely not for me to add the stevia. Do I taste the jelly, the apricot? No, I really don't. It's nice to bite on the raisins. I just taste the raisin, the apple, definitely the apple. It's perfect with the spices. Perfect, it's not overpowering. So all in all, it's great. I think it's wonderful. Well, so far, the oatmeal and the muffins, to me, they're an A or an A plus. Perfect. Let's try now the savory ones. Okay, so let's move on and try the other two recipes. We're ready to start cooking the country sweet potatoes in a pan on high heat. We will put our sliced red onion. This is 1 cup of sliced. I guess that's so it's not chopped. So I sliced it thinly, and then it says to add the sweet potatoes, which is 1 pound and 1/4, which is supposed to be about 4.5 cups. And to this we will add the 1 cup of vegetable broth. Either make it yourself or buy one with no salt, or the lowest possible that you can find. And then you will add, which I've already mixed here. This is the all the spices that it asks for, and I've mixed it. And what that is, I'll tell you what it is. It's here in the book anyway. And basically half teaspoon of dried thyme, 3/4 teaspoon chili powder, half a teaspoon of oregano, and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. It says salt and pepper. I am not adding pepper because the chili powder is going to be hot enough for me, and I'm not adding salt because I don't like to cook with salt. If I use salt, and I try to not use it, but if I use it, I follow Dr. McDougall's recommendation, which is just put it on top of the food as you're about to eat it, so that you will need very little, because it will get in contact with your tongue, and you will taste the salt much strongly, and you won't need much. When you add it to the food, it gets diluted many times, and then you end up adding more. So that's why I'm not adding it. But you guys know yourselves, and if you want to add it, go ahead. So basically now we bring this to a boil, and then we will reduce the heat to medium high. We will cook it, stirring it frequently until the potatoes are tender and the liquid is mostly evaporated, and that's gonna take about 10 minutes. So it's already boiling. I'm going to lower the heat, and if the liquid is evaporated and the sweet potatoes are not soft, then you'll just add a little more of the vegetable broth. Add a little bit at a time until they're soft. Okay, so we'll cover this, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Well, 15 minutes, maybe even 20 have elapsed. And I guess it will depend on your sweet potatoes and the size, how long it will take to cook. But the onions are very nice cooked, and the liquid has evaporated. I did have to add another half cup of the vegetable broth, and I am, let's see, I'm going to just, I am afraid to add, well, I'll go ahead and add it. It says to add more of the chili powder and garlic, and so we'll see. It probably is very hot for my taste, but I'm going to put this now in a bowl. And in the book, they say you can serve it with lime wedges, okay? All right, I put a little bit in a bowl here. I am going to use the lime juice because I think that's going to add some nice flavor. And let's see. Here we go. It's simple. It's red onions and sweet potatoes, and then the spices. So, and then I put the lime juice. Whoa. Whoa. Definitely, for me, too spicy. Yeah, the all the other spices are great, but in my case, when I make this again, because it's fast and easy to make, the chili, the chipotle chili, I'm putting half or less, but that's just me. Very good. Let's move on to the tofu vegetable scramble. To make the tofu vegetable scramble, we will use paper towels, and we will pat the tofu dry, firmly pressing all sides to remove any excess liquid, okay? So this is 8 ounces of tofu, and I have paper towels at the bottom and pressing the sides. And I have done this 4 times. This is the 5th time. So you would just want to get all, you see it's pretty much now dry. As dry as it can get, I think. Very good. So we will now need to crumble this. Let's use our own hands and crumble it. It really, I think that if you don't know, if you don't tell somebody, it looks like ricotta cheese. It doesn't have a smell, at least not this one. You want to crumble it so that it'll look kind of like scrambled eggs. And you will want to, one more time, pat it just to get as much of the moisture off of it. Okay. Let me crumble some of these bigger pieces into smaller ones. I think that this is going to, okay, look pretty much like scrambled egg. Scrambled egg whites. There are many recipes for scrambled tofu out there. I haven't tried any. If I like this one, I might start trying them. So, what do we do next? Well, next we will add 1 teaspoon of curry powder, half teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/8 teaspoon salt, and a pinch of black pepper, and we will stir it and combine all flavors. And I have already combined everything here. So actually, I think, for what I've seen in other recipes, that a little bit of turmeric helps, because turmeric, besides being a marvelous anti-inflammatory spice, it gives it exactly the color of the eggs. But this one doesn't have it. So even though I'm really tempted to add it, I'm not going to, because I want to make it the way it's in this book, in the recipe. So there it is. I mean, wow, it really looks, if it was orange, it would really look like scrambled eggs. Okay, so now we need to start cooking. On a really good non-stick pan to saute, we will add 1/4 cup of water, and we will add the onions, red peppers, and the zucchini. And we will add the remaining spices, which I have already combined, and they are 1 teaspoon curry powder, half teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and a pinch of black pepper. And I will add that right now. Let's combine this. Spread it as well as you can. And we will bring this to a boil, which is already kind of boiling, and we will reduce the heat to medium and cook. We'll stir frequently until the vegetables are tender okay, and the liquid has evaporated. It'll take about 10 minutes for that to happen. It's been 15 minutes because I like my veggies kind of soft. So, and I had to add a little more water, just a little. Now we're going to add the 1 cup of cherry tomatoes, and we will cook them until they release some of their juice. And I will add a little more water there. It does smell very good. So 3 to 4 minutes, and then we will be almost ready for the finishing touches. Okay, after 3 minutes, I'm adding the tofu and the 1/4 cup of chopped basil. And now it's just a matter of stirring it so that it will get warm, but that's it. You don't have to cook it any further. It's just now warming it, mixing it and warming it. And then when you try it, you could try it right now and see if it needs some more curry or more garlic powder, or more salt if you want to add salt, or more pepper. So I think it's going to be perfect, really. Well, we are ready to try this thing and see how it came out. This is the tofu scramble. It's in the morning, so I'm kind of in my morning clothes. And it looks really good. Let's see. Like I said before, I am not a tofu lover. But I'm willing to try something, or some things at least, one time. Here we go. Well, it's true. I mean, the tofu takes the flavor of whatever's with it. So I can't say anything. It's more of a texture thing. If you miss scrambled eggs, I don't. Maybe that's why I don't make them. But the zucchini is just perfect because it's not too soft and it's not too hard, so it's kind of crunchy. And juicy. And the onions are perfectly cooked, and the tomatoes give it that tangy flavor. And of course, I think that the spices make this dish. And it's not spicy and too spicy. It's just right for me. If you want it spicier, you could add sriracha sauce or some kind of other sauce. This will go great with those, with the country sweet potatoes, which were so hot. I think I may have used a chili powder that was too hot because it couldn't be. I mean, it was, later I just couldn't eat it. So what am I going to do then? I'm not going to throw it away. I will make mashed potatoes for lunch, and I will mash those sweet potatoes with it. And I think it's going to be a delicious mashed potatoes. That's what I'm going to do. So thank you very, very much for joining me as I cook these 4 breakfasts. What was my favorite? Well, it's hard to say. They're all different, very different. I love those sweet potatoes. I'm gonna make them again and not put so much chili powder or chipotle powder. I love those. And really I like this. So I'm surprised. I like it. And I like it because I'm eating veggies, and I like the sweet potatoes because I'm eating sweet potatoes, which is the thing that will make you lose weight the fastest and will cut your cravings almost every single time. Low in calories, high in nutrition. The oatmeal, I liked it a lot, and it keeps me satisfied for long hours. So yeah, it depends if you want sweet or savory. The muffins were great. They were very good. Well, if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. Please share the video. Please subscribe to my channel. Enjoy this video. Make these recipes. And when you make them, come back and write a comment in the comment section right below. And I'll see you very soon in another cooking demo with Gustavo, the plant-powered pianist. Bye, everyone.